not speak up. Ike is good. Ronnie, you're good. Dave, Ben, Glenn, Mark, Patrick, Bubba, you good? Billy, you good?
I'm good.
Okay. All right. Who wants to go first? All right. Well, I'll let Brandon Suggs go first, and then we'll have Jayden followed by Coach. All right, go ahead, guys.
Brandon, you guys obviously had a tough challenge today from North Florida. Just talk about being able to still make the plays down the stretch when it counted to pull out with the victory.
Yeah, I feel like our team showed a lot of toughness, a lot of resilience. Even though like we was struggling defensively tonight, but we was able to get enough stops at the end of the game to pull through, get the win.
Your drive and layup, Brandon, gave the ECU its last lead or kind of lead change in that final minute. To talk about that moment, if you go into the rim and kind of making that happen.
We had a good JJ drove it real hard on the wing, forced rotation. They swung it to my end, and I just took what they gave me and just got an open layup from rotation.
So how surprising was North Florida to you guys tonight as you play a team that's 0-6? They came in here and played surprisingly well.
I don't think it was surprising. We knew that they was a great three-point shooting team. It was just hard to run them off the line. But then we figured out how to get enough stops at the end of the game to just get the win. So we just got the win. Is all that matters.
Brandon, talk about the very fact you're 5-0 now. You really haven't. You guys haven't played, I think you would say, too, your best basketball yet, and you look up and you're 5-0. Your first conference game next Wednesday. How does it feel to not be playing your best basketball, but you're still winning, finding ways to win?
Yeah, it feels good, but it shows that we got a lot to work on still. Like, we can't get comfortable with winning. We still got to figure out, work on our bad points, and just get better for next week. Because we know conference coming up, so we know it's going to be a harder challenge. So we just trying to stay undefeated.
Brandon, these late game situations you guys are in, back-to-back games, how much does this kind of pay dividends and get you guys experience down the road for games similar to this?
Yeah, it gave us a lot of experience, especially from last year, because last year, like, as y'all know, we lost a lot of close ones at the end of the game because we was a young team, we didn't know how to finish. But it's kind of good that we're going through this now so we can learn how to win at the end of the games. Y'all good? Appreciate it.
All right, bro.
Jayden, another 20-point effort from you tonight. Talk about your team and being resilient down the stretch and finding a way to get your fifth straight win.
It was hard out there tonight. Multiple reasons. They're a very good team. They played Florida State, they played Miami, played NC State. They're just coming to ECU thinking we're playing another team. So they have all the experience and the confidence, and they played their hearts out tonight. But we ultimately came down and got the W. That's all that matters.
Jayden, asked Brandon this, but these late game situations, going through those, how much do you think it will help you guys grow and get this experience throughout the season?
It helps a lot going through late game situations. Timely, like free throw situations. He goes to the line 1-and-1. They're down by 1. He misses the first one. We get a rebound. I knock down 2 free throws. We go up by 3. In late game situations, then we come back and we get a stop. So it's just things to work on that we simulate in practice, but we're now experiencing that in the game. So it's gonna bode well going in the future.
Jayden, talk about the fact, I know this doesn't matter to you right now, but maybe down after your career, you actually the fastest player in ECU history to get 1,200 points. You beat a guy now that's the ECU Hall of Famer, Lester Lyons. How does it feel to get that accomplishment?
It's credit to all of my coaches and my teammates throughout my past 3 years. Just always finding me, and just credit to myself for always working and staying humble. It's a nice accolade to have, and definitely look forward to the future to celebrating that, and further down the line with hopefully many more. But yeah, it's very cool. I'm very fast. I'm very humble, and it's a great honor to pass such a great player.
Hey, Jayden, I know at the beginning of the season we asked about what it would be like to play in these empty kind of arenas and whatnot. I mean, y'all obviously are 5-0 and enjoying playing at home. What has it been like now? I mean, y'all have gotten hot, but you've done it without a lot of fans here. I mean, something's working for y'all, right, at home, even though it's a kind of weird environment.
I mean, it's good. The bench is way more lively than it's ever been. The guys starting defense chants, getting hype at the shots, calling out plays. It's been great for team bonding. And I think it's great that everyone's supportive, and no matter how many minutes you're playing, that everyone has a role. Everyone has a role in the team. It feels like they're in the game. So it's been great and active. And when I've been out, I've been joining them on the bench. So it's a great feeling. It's a great feeling.
Do you miss the fans, I guess, at all, especially a game like this in Wilmington where it's close and overtime, that type thing?
Miss the fans big time. I know it probably sold out dates right now in Greenville. If they were able to attend 5-0, coming to watch the Pirates, supporting us. They always love to support us. And we got something for them to see. It's must-see TV right now for the Pirates. Good. Thank you.
Okay, guys, Coach is doing his radio show, so as soon as he finishes with that, he will join us. All right, guys, we'll let Coach make a comment, then we'll take questions.
Well, I thought there was a couple spurts where we did some really good things. I thought there was a couple spurts where we didn't pay attention to scatter report or do some of the things that we wanted to do offensively. And those spurts were too long. The spurts that we played like we were capable of were too short. We need to get that corrected quickly. And we did make some plays at the end in a almost twisted way. We are getting to work on some special situations at the end of the game. So we've seen some things you might not normally see in practice, which I think will help in the long run. And, we've got some things to correct tomorrow and Saturday and get ready for SMU on Wednesday.
Coach, can you just talk about closing out the final minute strong, especially starting with Brandon's, go-ahead bucket on the drive?
Oh, it was a good, guy got on the side of him. He did a good job of straight line drive. It finished at the rim. We were fortunate they bobbled the ball and we were able to get it. And then I did think that our defense was a little better the last couple minutes. I believe it was a 12-6 run after we were down one, last 3:44. And but Brandon's shot was a big shot, and then a couple back-to-back stops really helped us.
Hey, this is the second game where Jayden Gardner's had some foul trouble. I guess the positive of that is different guys have had to step up at different times. Is that what you can maybe take away from that from JJ and different guys?
Yeah, that is, and we also need to get Jayden to understand positional defense will not, you won't foul. If you're at the level of the ball, or if you stay in front of it, or don't reach, or don't put, tag it higher. A lot of the fouls are also positional things that if we can tighten that up on his defensive end, he won't foul. And, you're always, I think a lot of times when you're afraid to foul, you foul even more. And I did think that we did have some people step up. I think that Noah and JJ, again, I thought Noah gave us really good minutes. I thought JJ gave us some good minutes. I thought those guys, and I thought Brandon Suggs played well tonight.
Coach, this is some of the best ball movement we've seen from an East Carolina team in some time. You get to the stripe with regularity again tonight. Talk about how things are going for you guys offensively and how you feel about how things are going so far.
I think you're right in one regard. We had 21 assists and 21 assists, 25 field goals. But I count bad shots as turnovers. So we had 8 or 9 shots that there was no reason for us to shoot. So that's the same. And now we had 11, which is a winning number, but that's 20 because of the 9 bad shots. We can't drive into the paint with no game plan and try to, shoot the ball through 4 or 5 guys. That doesn't work anytime. So we'll get that fixed. Good shots win games. We took a bunch of ones at the rim. I didn't think were very good, but the ball has moved better. For the most part, we are unselfish, and our assist turnover ratio is pretty good.
Hey, this week, Coach, with Coach K, obviously got some headlines on kind of his thoughts on where college basketball is at, and seems like coaches are speaking out. It was the holidays and whatnot. I mean, y'all are playing really well. Where are you kind of at with just resetting? I'm sure you want to play and guys want to play. I mean, how do you think things are going from where it's at?
As well as it can go. I mean, we're in the middle of a pandemic, and everything's not normal. I think that I say to our guys all the time, we're making sacrifices, but we're not frontline responders. I mean, we're playing basketball. You've got great medical care. If we want to play, every one of us has a choice whether to be here or not be here. These guys, the players can opt out, the coaches can opt out. It's been known to those guys, made mention to those guys a number of times they can do it. And I do think that they are making sacrifices to, about their family, but they're also getting rewarded because they get to play a game that they love. They get the opportunity to play a game that they love. I like our team. I like being around them. It's no fun for some of us on some of these situations. But the flip side of that is we get to play the game that we want to play. And like I'm saying, these guys. We're not first responders. We're just playing basketball. It's not that complicated.
Coach, I know that there's always stuff you guys want to clean up as coaches, but 5-0 at this point going into conference play, I mean, how much does that help the confidence, and where do you kind of think this team is right now?
One of the things in learning how to win is understanding that you play the same way every game. That doesn't mean you have the same game plan. It's the same approach. And I think one of the things, and when you're a coach, I think we need to be harder when you're being successful, because the most natural thing to do is to take your foot off the gas a little bit. Now it's time to get better and to be even harder. It's when you lose some games that you need to sort of finesse some things. So we need to not worry about, we need to worry about getting to 1-0 in the American, and not this is past us. Let's go ahead and let's be mature. Let's figure out the things that we didn't do well, some of the things that we see, and then let's move on down the road from there and get ready for SMU.
Coach, I was a little surprised about the way North Florida came in here and played as well as they did tonight. How do they compare to some of the teams that you've seen so far, and what was your general take of North Florida?
They'll be a top third of the team in the Atlantic Sun. No disrespect to us, but they've already played at Florida State and NC State and Miami. I mean, I don't think that the fear factor of coming to play the Pirates was like, if I'm them, I'm looking at this is a game we could win. And that's the way you've got to approach it. And for our guys, have to understand that when you're in their situation, that's just like, let's get off the snide against these guys. That's the way you got it. And that's the way they did. I thought they played loose. Thought they played with a lot of energy. And they're used to playing on the road. It doesn't faze them. I think that's impressive.
Coach, got SMU right out of the gates. This is a team that's going to be probably one of the top tier teams in the league. They're 4-0 right now. You both have a little bit of time to prepare for each other. What do you know about SMU so far?
Unbelievably balanced offensively. 4 guys in double-figure points. Offensively, very, very efficient. Can score from all 5 spots. A lot of experience. A lot of juniors and seniors in their lineup. They've been there with Tim for a number of years. I do like their – Shagwa is playing, really well from looking at the numbers, and can really score from the backcourt. So the big thing that impresses me is their offensive numbers.
Coach, can you talk about tonight? I know it's an individual stat, but with Jayden Gardner passing Lester Lyons the fastest to score 1,200 points. I know you were assistant coach under Eddie Payne with Lester Lyons, and with Jayden tonight, I know it's got to be a special moment for Jayden, and I know there's a lot of work to do for the team, but a special moment for him.
No, you look back on these things; those are cool deals. I mean, and you look back at you coach Lester and the success he had in his career, and obviously Jayden's success so far. But it's even those are things to look back later. Right now we'll worry about that stuff at the end of the season. Let's try to get better and win some games, and worry about all those other things later.
Anybody else, guys?
Thanks, guys. Have a good night. Thanks. Good night.